Well,
We're
I know what I'm
shooting
doing.
target exams.
Sheet and card
Okay, you
exams.
talk.
We're supposed to. This is actually one of the things that I want to do. That's on our list, believe it or not. It's how I
Okay.
passed the exam, the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. Besides you coaching me through it, was I got on the tutorials dojo. Um, I'm going to be writing my Associate's Architect exam soon, so I'm doing lots of practice exams in the hope that I'll pass it on the first try. If I don't, I'll just go do it again in a couple of weeks after I'm doing better on the practice exams. But so anyway, I want to show what one thing I did is I have successfully completed this course, which is the Udemy Solutions Architect Associate exam. I forget the guy's name,
Yep.
but I'll put it in the description. It's really good. It's 25 hours. It goes through everything you need to know to become a solutions architect. On the current exam, which is expiring on I believe it's August 28th, 2022. So after that date, so I need to get this in under the wire. So I'm going to be answering the current exam that I've been studying for. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole
Okay.
new set of questions that I may or may not get based on it. But if I don't pass, we'll see. But fingers crossed, I will. And with some planning and studying,
Just
hopefully I'll get there.
little 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 side point here with these things. These guys are usually pretty good about updating course
Oh
content
yeah,
for new exams.
yep,
So
yeah, and that's
as
true.
soon as that exam comes out, these will be updated.
So the I just want to go through them. I actually I want to go through the practice exams for Udemy first, just to show you the layout of them. So when you go into these practice exams, they give you 6 practice exams. So let's see, one I haven't done. I don't know, practice test 3 that I haven't done for a while. It shows my last time I did this test, because I've been doing it for a while. I've been mainly sticking to tutorials dojo. I was getting up
Yeah,
to 89% on this one.
yeah.
The If you go through this one, I'll just it doesn't really matter. I can go through reviewing the questions, or I can just redo it again. So it just says right here, retake tests. Um, the questions are worded a little different than the other one. So let's see if I can just make them bigger.
Mhm.
So they give you 65 questions, 2 hours, 10 minutes, just like the real exam, I believe. 72% required to pass. Question order response are randomized. You can only review the answer after finishing the exam due to how Udemy works. So this is a limitation
Mhm.
in the Udemy practice exams. Tutorials Dojo is different. It consists of
The
65
feature,
questions.
the feat,
Yeah. What? The feature?
the feature. If you can't fix it, you feature.
Yeah, if you can't
It's a
fix it, it's a
feature
feature.
because
Hmm.
supposed to be, it's supposed to be more realistic to what the exam is.
And this one's cool too. In case you have an issue with a question, you can ask a question in the Q&A, and the people that make it will respond. They do
Yeah.
have an FAQ, but you can go through the Q&A to see if something is weird. And it says, please take a screenshot of your question because they're randomized, and attach it. We'll get back to you as soon as possible and fix the issue. You can pause. It's cool because
Mm.
you can pause the test and resume later. You can retake the test as many times as you want, which I'm gonna do now because we're probably just gonna go through 10 questions, and then I'll skip to the
Yeah.
next one. If you run out of time, don't worry. You will still be able to finish the test. I actually didn't know that because I've never read this far. You can skip a question to come back to at the end of the exam. You can also mark for review to come back to the questions you're unsure about, which is good for the first pass method, which I'll talk about later. If you're unsure about before you submit, if you want to finish the test and see your results immediately, press the stop button.
That's
All
the
right.
stop button. So I got a couple additions to this one, and they're
Yep.
specifically for Mugford, the Cloud Brothers.
Mhm.
There is no bullet point there that says that you get extra bonus points for finishing fast. So it's not a
Yeah,
speed test, it's a
yeah.
comprehension test. And on to that, what's 65 divided by 130 or 130 divided by 65?
Well, this is the first
I
pass
think it's
method,
about
basically. So you want to divide your time, right? So 2 hours is 60 minutes in an
yeah,
hour. So, well, 2 hours is 60 minutes.
it's
Seven,
100,
it's,
100,
yeah, 130
130 minutes.
minutes? Yeah, so it's just a little over
So
2 hours. So you divide that by minutes. It's really about 2 minutes and 30 seconds per question. So what you do when you do the first pass method, which I recommend, is that when you see an answer, you select that quickly. Make sure you read the question thoroughly, because like Scott said, it's a reading comprehension test. I've been setting an interval timer for 1 minute because it seems to be about the amount of time I need to read the question and comprehend it.
mhm,
Select it and then
mhm,
try my best to wait till the timer goes off to move on to the next question, unless it's super
right.
obvious. And then if I see a question that's long and difficult to read, I'll just flag it for review, but I still select a couple of answers in case you don't have time to get back to it at the end, that are your best guess,
Mhm.
and then move on quickly. That will leave you with a ton of time to go through the flag for review ones and then review your test one more time before you press submit, so you can try and get a passing score of at least 720 on the real exam. It works
Right.
on real exams, and it's a good technique, the first pass method for all exams, including doing the practice exams here. So, without further ado, like Scott said, it's not a test for speed. We're not going to, but having said that, we're not going to go through all 65 questions because we're just showing you a sampling here. Um,
Yeah.
so, so, for example, question one: a university manages a proprietary application on an EC2 instance. When started, the EC2 instance takes a
Okay.
long time to build a memory footprint
Sorry,
for.
sorry, does Control Plus work on here? That
Oh, you can't read it? Yes, that'll work
no,
better.
just on the return feed. Looks
No,
yeah,
it'll
right
be
there.
good for people if they're on a phone too or something. A university manages a proprietary application on an EC2 instance. When started, the EC2 instance takes a long time to build a memory footprint for all the software libraries required for the application to function. The university would like to keep the instance pre-warmed so it can launch the analysis right away when needed. Which of the following solutions would you recommend? Would I use EC2 Hibernate? That sounds like a good candidate. Would I create an auto scaling group with capacity of 0? Probably not. Would I use a custom AMI with software libraries pre-installed? That doesn't sound helpful for what we're looking for. Or use spot instances. We want an instance that's pre-warmed.
Uh,
So I would use EC2 Hibernate.
for me, the way that I read this, EC2 instance takes a long time to build memory footprint for all the software libraries required for the application to function. Um, I think that I would use a custom AMI software library pre-installed because I might be reading stuff into there that's not there. You might be right. So we'll just go with yours. But um, to speed up your deployment, you use custom AMIs with all your stuff installed.
That's
That's
an
one of the
application.
things
That's
that
an
we use.
application that you can do with that. Okay. It's
A
possible.
custom AMI,
Go on. Sorry.
yeah, an AMI is an Amazon machine image,
Hmm.
which is just an image that starts your EC2. So you would just start a pre-configured AMI.
Yeah.
That's all
Um,
that means.
so this might be a viable solution for the
Yeah,
like it might be a solution, but I don't think it's the best solution.
yeah,
So I think based on what you're
yeah.
saying, it would either be this one or this one. I'm pretty
I've
sure
never,
EC2
I've also,
Hibernate
I've
is a
also never,
newer
I've also,
service, right? Uh,
yeah, I've also never heard of a EC2 hybrid. So this might be one of those new test things.
well, I'll give you a hint about this answer. I know that's the answer,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Um, and I know
All right. So I
this.
would,
Geez, an IT company hosts Windows-based applications. Windows-based applications on its
yeah,
on-premises
Windows.
data
Yeah.
center. The company is looking at moving the business to the cloud. The cloud solution offers shared storage space that multiple applications can access without a need for replication. Also, the solution should integrate with the company's self-managed Active Directory domain. Which of the following solutions addresses these requirements with minimal integration effort? So, File Gateway of AWS Storage Gateway to create hybrid solution, EFS as a shared storage
Yeah.
solution, FSX for Lustre, which
Yeah.
is
It's
a high
either,
performance for so it's either this is
yeah, it's
a
not one.
either a false flag or Windows file server, but with the least amount of integration effort, I'm going to say it's that one. That's Elastic
Yeah.
Fabric
Okay.
Fabric adapter. I don't, unless there's a knot somewhere. This is the Mugford rushing thing. Okay, so we're going to read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
We don't need to rush.
biotechnology company has high performance computing. Boom, Elastic Fabric adapter. Workflows that quickly and accurately process and analyze genomes for hereditary diseases. The company is looking to migrate these workflows from their on premises infrastructure to AWS cloud. As a solutions architect, which of the following network components would you recommend on the EC2 instances running these HPC workflows? So Elastic IP,
Yeah. So Elastic
no.
IP is not it. Elastic Network Adapter is not it. Elastic Network is not it. Just by the not it,
Yeah.
but just by a not it.
Okay, so we're talking about a fleet of EC2 instances that are part of an ASG. The ASG uses launch configuration one with dedicated instance placement tenancy, but the VPC one used by the launch configuration LC1 has the instance tenancy set to default. Later, the DevOps team creates a new launch configuration, LC2, with default instant placement tenancy, but the VPC v2 used by the launch configuration LC2 has the instance tenancy set to dedicated. Which of the following is correct regarding the instances launched via configuration LC1 and launch configuration LC2? That's
Uh,
that's what it says. I'm like, unless there's
I,
something I'm missing.
no, I think it's just a trick.
It's a reading comprehension
I
thing.
think that's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
LC1 has the tenancy set to default. LC1 will have default instance tenancy, while the instance is launched by LC2. Oh,
Yeah. With default instance place. Oh, I think it's three.
oh, because that
I,
because you're probably specifying which
yeah.
is overcoming this. Yeah, makes sense. I'll go with
Yeah.
you on that one. The engineering team at an e-commerce company wants to migrate SQS standard queues to FIFO queues with batching. As a solutions architect, which of the following steps would you have in the migration checklist? I would do that. Um, Shit.
That. Uh, can you convert a queue, or do you have to delete it? Create it.
Well, it's not like a launch template or like an EC2 instance or a launch configuration. It's just a queue, right? So I think you can,
Hmm.
but it's been a while since I've had this question.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No.
see, because this is the question, because it is either this or this, right? It can't be. It's probably not
Yeah.
both.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything about messages per second, though.
Yeah, but
Or is that
I
like a
know from
known
answering
knowledge thing?
before it's one of these. You have to do that. It's a
One of those,
migration.
yeah.
It's a which of the following steps would you have in the migration checklist, right?
Oh, migration. Yeah,
Yeah,
got
so
it.
I'm just having trouble remembering if it's the high three or the low three. Because yeah, let's just do 300. That's seems like a lot of messages per second. And 3,000 seems like a lot of messages per second. All right. Any so I'm just
3,000 doesn't. 3,000 is a lot, I don't think.
it
But
doesn't sound like a lot.
um,
Okay. Well,
not to me.
okay.
But I know I have zero insight into this question, so it could
All right.
be like I'd flip a coin.
All right. A media company wants a low latency way to distribute live sports results via proprietary application using UDP protocol. As a solutions architect, which of the following solutions would you recommend that it offers the best performance for this use case?
Uh, yeah, auto scaling group doesn't do it. CloudFront, uh,
It is low latency.
Elastic load balancer doesn't provide latency distribute. That's not a default feature. So accelerator
Yeah,
does.
accelerator, I think makes the most sense. I learned some new stuff about it today. An IT consultant is helping a small business revamp their technical. Whoa, come on, mouth. Their technology infrastructure on the AWS cloud. The business has two AWS accounts, and all resources are provisioned to the US West 2 region. The IT consultant is trying to launch an EC2 instance in each of the two AWS accounts, such that the instances are in the availability zone US West 2 region, even after selecting the default subnet US West 2A while launching the instances in each of the AWS accounts. The IT consultant notices that the availability zones are still different. As the essay, which of the following would you suggest to resolving this issue?
Oh, use the default subnet. So when you pick the subnet, you pick the VPC.
Hmm.
It's a weird Terraform. It's a weird Terraform. I think that's um you wouldn't reach out to support for that.
No,
That's
that doesn't make sense.
done.
That question, like aside
Uh,
from asking for like limit increases, that it's
yeah,
never that answer.
yeah. Use the default VPC doesn't make sense, and the other
Let's
one,
see. I saw no. I saw the words no SQL,
SQL. Yeah, memory caching,
fully managed
real-time
in-memory
scenario.
caching, low latency, video streaming, interactive content. The team expects concurrent to touch up to 1 million, so the database should be able to scale elastically. Elastic Cache
Yeah, done.
is not a database. Document DB is a database, but it doesn't do any of that. And RDS is SQL.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for accessing private subnets. An engineering lead is designing a VPC with public and private subnets. The VPC and subnets use IPv4 CIDR blocks. There is one public subnet and one private subnet in these availability zones for high availability. An internet gateway is used to provide internet access for the public subnets. The private subnets require access to the internet to allow EC2 instances to download software updates. Which of the following options represents the correct solution to set up internet access for private subnets? So that was 10 questions. So I'm going to finish the test now and see how we did.
Yeah.
Oh man, we only got 9%. Okay, let's
Um,
review the questions. So this is cool. Just going through here, review the questions. So,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
um,
you
so,
got that. I've never
so
heard of that before.
yeah, so as I stated, correct options. When you hibernate an instance, AWS signals the operating system to perform hibernation and suspend a disk. Hibernation saves the contents from the instance memory RAM to your EBS root volume. AWS
Mm.
then persists the instance in EBS root volume and any attached EBS data volumes when you start your instance. The EBS root volume is restored to its previous state. The RAM contents are reloaded. The process that were previously running in the instance are resumed. Previously attached data volumes are reattached, and the instance retains its instance ID. Since it's misspelled, SICNUT EC2 hibernate allows RAM contents to be reloaded and previously running process is to be resumed. Hence, this option is correct. And there's a little map
Oh,
how it works and a little white
interesting.
paper. So custom
That's
API
cool.
will not help as the required software libraries would still need to be loaded in the RAM, causing a delay in processing. Custom AMIs cannot be used to pre-warm the instances. It would bring them, like I think what you said is accurate in that it would bring them back. It just wouldn't be fast.
Yeah, and I
Like
didn't
Hibernate.
know that. I didn't know like the voodoo to keep stuff in RAM is a little crazy. Hey,
Yeah,
works.
it's cool. And then well, I got that one right.
Oh, this one right.
And
So you got this.
e-commerce is using I actually was doing the math in my head for that. So without showing my work, it's hard to explain, but
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
see it in a sec.
a lot of these.
Yeah, it's just some logic. It helps if you look at right this. So if you have cross-zone
Mm-hmm,
load balancing, there's 10 and 10 because this will go up to 100, right? So there's 20%,
mm-hmm,
and then 8 tens with that's with cross-zone
mm-hmm.
load balancing disabled, or no, that's enabled. And then right disabled, it'll wind up looking more like this,
Right.
and that's not good. So
Cool. 2 for
yeah,
2.
without having to read much more. Question 3,
Oh, we're tree
three
for
for
tree.
three. Yeah. And then so we did that with it was a little bit obvious, that one. Question 4 is
Oh,
the
pour,
elastic
pour.
fabric adapter. Oh no!
I think we're.
I
Well,
wanted
no, I
I
wasn't even close.
I wanted to put this one, so I
Oh,
would have been wrong also.
yeah,
So
yeah. Neither one of us close.
weird. Okay, whatever. But you get the idea.
That one hurt
Hurts the brain.
my brain. Oh.
So I
Yeah, so it is
got
delete.
so yeah. So no, I guess you
You,
can't. I guess you can't convert it. It had been a while. I just couldn't remember. So 50%.
yeah, you're pretty close though.
Um,
No, oh, no points for that on the real exam. No partial points.
yeah, exactly. So it says you can't convert an existing standard queue into a FIFO queue. So there you go.
Yeah,
That's all I really needed to know on that. Global accelerator, we got right.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's just it does a lot of stuff. I don't want to get into it because the minutia is not what I'm doing.
I
So
think, I think that was 70%.
yeah, something like that. Oh, I passed. Okay, so we're just gonna look at tutorials dojo. So saving the best for
Yeah,
last. Udemy's not bad. You can see there's behind my head here if it will work. Um, you've got Q&A, notes, announcements, reviews, and there's some learning tools. But tutorials dojo is here. I did cloud practitioner last year, and this year this is what I've been working on. And I'm told from things that I've been watching on how to pass the test is that you don't really need to study 12 hours a day. What's most important is that you are consistent and you just do it daily for a certain amount of time, and you'll get there pretty
yeah.
quick
The
if you do that.
the learning takes place away from the training.
Yeah, fair enough.
If that makes any sense.
Yep.
And
So
if you're studying for 12 hours, you're just studying enough to rinse and or memorize and repeat. And if you're just memorizing and repeating, that's not.
okay, so we're in the bulk of the course content here
Dojos
in Tutorials Dojo.
to
That's what we're
Dojo.
looking at. It comes from our good friend John Bonzo from the Philippines and company. There he is right there about the instructor. Go John Bonzo.
Best
We,
instructor. Best
yeah.
instructor ever.
Yep. So there are some new things here that you might not have seen, Scott, but I'll just go through the basics of what there are. I've done everything on here. There's time mode. This is very similar to what I just did or what we just did. You can pause it and do all the same stuff as the Udemy practice exams. And that's cool. However, it's also got this review mode. And in review mode, you get your answer and explanations immediately, which is cool. When we do our 10 questions, I think we should go through this, Scott, so because it can be paused and restarted anytime for this one.
Okay.
There's one of my favorite parts of Tutorials Dojo is this section based because in the Solutions Architect exam, you get asked questions in these 4 categories, which are design resilient architectures, design high performing architectures, design secure applications and architectures, and design cost optimized architectures. So it's really good if you want to do that. And then this is newer, topic based. So like if you're struggling in SQS, you do SQS. For some reason, when I go through these and I know what question I'm being asked, I get them every time. I get 100%. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But then again, the same questions are in other sections, and my brain goes to mush sometimes. I'm not sure what that is. Once I figure it out, I'll be better. And then, of course, there's final test. The final test, once you start it, you can't pause it. If you leave, if you close, it's like it's like the real test. Because it used to be you could pause it like the timed mode, but you can't because like when you look at this README here, it says we want it to be more like the real test because we want you to feel the pressure. So if you want to be able to pause it, just use a different mode. But the final test is really good because it's very randomized like the real test. Go on.
Yeah, so I was looking for the term the section based. When you look at the training, the exam prep, they call each one of those a domain. So design and resilient architecture, design performant architecture, design secure application architecture, design cost optimized architecture are each a domain that are all weighted as a different percent. 30%, 28%, 24%, 18%.
All right, and new section to you.
I've never seen the flashcard.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's a start game. Okay. Amazon read replica. Asynchronous data replication to another RDS-B instance host in the same or another AWS region. AWS Secret Manager encrypts and rotates all the database API keys on a regular basis. An agent program that monitors available swap space. CloudWatch agent. Amazon Glacier Deep Archive, a storage service for hosting cold and frequently asked data. CloudWatch agent, a DynamoDB feature that improves performance of the application by reducing the response time from milliseconds to microseconds. That's DAX.
Yeah, that's DAX.
An Amazon cost-effective solution for objects that are accessed less frequency. And CloudWatch agent. 54 seconds.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so that's one. So that's one of the study modes.
Oh, you got a leaderboard.
Yeah, but it's nonsense. I've done this in 18 seconds before. I've gotten it this fast before, but it doesn't show. I don't know if you have to be logged in or whatever. You probably do. I don't know, but it has these. It's behind your head here a little bit, but I'll just try and scroll to it. Choose a study mode. I'll say. There's flashcards, right? This is
Yeah.
just kind of new. So a DynamoDB feature that improves the performance of the application by reducing the response time from milliseconds.
Thanks.
DAX, and you just press it. It's funny because on my old MacBook that I used to have, when I was in college, I would make flashcards like this just for myself
Yeah, I
with
remember.
whatever program that was, and that was
Yeah.
great. But anyway, and I go to the next one. A type of ELB that should be used to handle layer 4 traffic.
Oh my God, layer 4 network.
Correct. A type of ELB, layer 7 application. A security service that blocks XSS, SQL injection, and application requests from certain geographical locations, like embargoed companies.
Not guard duty shield.
Route 53 geolocation routing. Nope, incorrect.
WAF.
AWS
Oh, the
WAF.
web application firewall. Okay.
Yep. An asynchronous data replication, that's read replica. A parallel system for hot frequently asked data, access data.
That is too hot.
It's FSX for Luster. Sorry, and then there's another in the bottom. If you choose spell, because sometimes it wants you, like for the quiz or whatever, it wants you to type it. You have to it's really funny because I'll type in FSX for Luster, it'll say incorrect, and then you have the option to go, I got this one right. Mark this right.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you forget to type Amazon, and it's because you forget to type Amazon, but like,
oh yeah, okay.
Obviously it's Amazon. But it could be Windows file server or something, but not for these questions. Synchronous, it's a multi-AZ deployment. Storage for hosting quoted frequently asked data in the most cost-effective way. That's my favorite. Amazon Glacier Deep Archive. Amazon S3, see, I would have got it wrong.
Archive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Relational database with recovery point objective of 1 second and recovery time objective of less than 1 minute. Amazon Aurora Global Database? Yeah. Service that automates the creation of Amazon EBS snapshots. I believe that's Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager.
Yeah. Correct. I've used that. I made that.
Oh, have you? Let's go.
I didn't make.
I know you didn't make it.
Like Cycle Manager to do snapshot.
An
I
agent
invented the internet, like Al
Gore. Good. An agent program that monitors the available swap space of your Amazon EC2 instances.
CloudWatch.
Yeah, I think you're right. CloudWatch agent. Yep. And a service that can implement a 90-day backup retention policy on Amazon Aurora.
Oh,
I know this one, but I'll let you guess.
That's a back. Is that RDS backup?
It's just AWS backup, as far as I know.
AWS backup.
Mm-hmm. You were kind of saying it. I know this one provides short-lived access tokens that act as temporary security credentials to allow access to AWS resources.
Oh, I know this one too. Instead of
Yes,
just
you
saying
do.
that.
I know you don't. This one.
T.
S. T. S.
I don't.
Security.
Oh, STS.
Yeah.
Your tokens.
That's right. A policy that routes the internet traffic to the resources based on the location. This is what I said earlier. Mistakenly.
Let's look. Amazon location based routing.
Route 53 geolocation based routing. Policy. So see, I would have got it wrong because I didn't put this word when I said it.
Yeah.
It secures a sensitive data stored in EBS volumes. It's
encryption.
Correct. Yeah, no, you're right. Don't overthink it. EBS encryption. A service that secures web application by allowing multiple domains to serve SSL traffic over the same IP address.
Oh, that's the certificate service.
Certificate manager is the correct answer. A
Close.
policy that controls the access for several S3 buckets.
S3. That's the S3 policy.
Endpoint policy, isn't it? S3 endpoint policy.
Endpoint. Okay, didn't know it.
Yeah, it was new to me too. Encrypts and rotates all database credentials, API keys, and other secrets
Secrets.
on a regular basis. AWS Secrets
AWS
Manager?
Secrets.
Yes, sir. Oops. A service that you can store an application data in a tape backup solution and preserve for up to 10 years.
Oh, that's AWS backup.
Ooh, storage gateway?
They have it. No, storage gateway is different. Oh, it is storage gateway.
Oh, I know.
Completely wrong.
But
it doesn't tell you what it is, though.
Yeah, well, because you have three types of
tape.
storage gateways, right? You have your volume gateway, you have your file gateway, and you have your tape gateway. And they're all
file gate tape.
Under the
umbrella. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned that today that they're covered by it. Because there is a British guy that has a very similar course that I watched for some tips today, and he was like he made up his own things like this, and he was teaching like if you're going by process of elimination, and he said what I just said, and I went, that's really that was really well put. So I have a strong understanding of it now. So it would be a tape gateway in that case. A service that sorry, go on.
No, I got it.
I remember. A service that accelerates the transfer of historical records from on-premises to AWS over the internet in a cost-effective manner. I think this one might be newer for you.
Yeah, I don't know what.
It's AWS Data Sync.
Yeah, data.
A cost-effective solution for S3 objects that are accessed less frequently.
AWS S3 infrequent access.
Lifecycle.
What?
I know. That made me angry too. And I said, what the?
That's also what.
And a rule in AWS WAF that limits the maximum number of requests from a single IP address.
No idea.
You will when I say it.
WAF.
Rate.
A WAF rule.
Rate-based rule. Rate.
Oh, weight-based routing? Weight-based rule.
Yeah, rate-based rule.
Oh, rate-based.
Rate-based rule. So it says, like, if you get 100 requests within 10 seconds from this IP address, ignore it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, drop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An operation that is based on the bucket's name and object keys to retrieve a subset of data from a large CSV stored in the S3 bucket.
What's that weird S3 query? What the hell was it called? I don't remember.
Symmetric CMK. It's symmetric CMK.
Okay.
Symmetric customer managed key.
I think this is
no, S3 select operation. I was incorrect. It's S3 select.
S3 operation. Select.
S3 select.
Because that's it. Yeah, because the reason it's basically you can use you're querying your CSV files in an S3 bucket. So
yeah, it makes more sense than the other thing.
I had the name, but I knew what it was.
Yeah, I understand and my brain was going to this. The key part was I was focused on the wrong part.
Yeah, no, it's a subset. Go back.
Oh, that's funny.
The subset of data is what I saw. As soon as I
Yeah.
saw subset of data, it's like SQL querying.
Okay, you ready? Symmetric
Yeah.
CMK. Wait. No, that's not right.
Uh,
I need help on this one.
that's
Okay. Yeah, go on. I want to see what you say.
there's
A
of data
client-side
and
encryption
data.
that ensures the data in transit and data at rest of the Amazon S3 bucket is always encrypted.
Uh, I don't know what it's called, but it ensures. Yeah, I don't know. Funny thing is, I've done this, but I don't remember.
Remember, don't shoot the
Like,
messenger.
yeah, S3 server side. Oh, server side encryption. Yeah,
Okay, help me through this. A client-side encryption that ensures that data and data at rest inside of the bucket is always encrypted. It's client-side
yeah.
encryption, but the answer is server-side. That doesn't make any sense to me. Do you understand it?
No, but I'm sure it makes sense if you Google it. Um, Client-side encryption that ensures data in transit and data at. I know I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it does. Maybe it ensures that your it starts encrypting the stuff on the server. I don't know. I don't. We need an explanation. I'm
Well,
noticing these ones they're light on explanations.
yeah. CloudFront distribution. CloudFront distribution, I says.
Yeah, yeah. CloudFront, correct.
A topic in
What if you
CloudWatch.
just put what if you just so if you just put CloudFront is wrong, and then you have to click the
Yeah,
button that says I got this right?
yeah. Because you don't put distribution down. And if you capitalize distribution, it won't count.
Yeah,
A topic in the CloudWatch
yeah.
alarm, which monitors database metrics and send an email notification if a specific threshold. CloudWatch agent. Nope, SNS
No,
topic. It's a topic.
yeah, it's an SNS the
Ugh.
topic. It's how you know where to send the email or the Slack message or whatever.
Okay, I know this one. We just got three more questions.
For billing, uh,
Cost-effective solution for over-provisioning of resources.
that doesn't make
It does. It does. It'll make
why.
sense when I flip the card.
Yeah, flip.
Target, tracking, scaling. So like you put it to 80%, so you have 20% headroom, and then when it hits the target, it'll start to scale out at 80%. Or
No,
scale
I
in
know
if
what
it's dropping
target set.
below.
Yeah, that sentence doesn't make
It's
sense.
it's to prevent over provisioning of resources.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like when you go into the practice exam and you look at the question, you can see you know what the context of these is. So
yeah,
it'll
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
this stuff will
I'm
pop in your
yeah,
head, which is they did on purpose, I'm sure. Protects objects
yeah,
in the
yeah.
S3 bucket from accidental deletion or overwrite.
That's the um. Oh, what's the thing? Versioning,
Versioning
version,
and
and deletion protection.
MFA delete.
Oh, MFA.
It uses a single key for both encryption and decryption. The shared key must be sent together with the encrypted data in order for the other parties to read it. That's symmetric CMK.
Yeah,
That got messed up before. This will be the last flashcard. A fully managed service that provides you with an AWS resource inventory, configuration history, and configuration change notification to enable security and governance. I think that's AWS config.
Correct.
Yes, sir. So that was 30.
Yeah.
So yay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it tells you. So that's kind of cool. That's new to you, and I just wanted to go through that.
Yes,
Do you have
it,
time to go through the actual review mode like I was suggesting for a few
yeah,
questions? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get
We
the
can do the 10. I got time.
result
However,
instantly.
however, however long, however long.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, we don't
So
have to wait for this.
yeah, we don't have to wait. We'll just see it instantly, and then you can look at which I
Yeah,
like doing. If I had time, like I don't want to spend hours doing this. But this I haven't done this set in a while. I'm not sure. Okay, so review mode set for AWS Certified Solutions Architect. There we go. Zoom this
can you?
in.
Yeah,
Just hold on a sec. See if I can make it a little bigger. Scroll up. Okay.
yeah, perfect.
Um, all right. Question one. A company is using an auto scaling group, which is configured to launch new T2 micro EC2 instances. When there is a significant load increase in the application to cope with the demand, you now need to replace those instances with larger T2 2x large instance type. How would you implement this change? Just change it, create a new launch configuration with a new instance type, and update the auto scaling group. Change the instance type of each EC2 instance manually, create another auto scaling group, and attach the new instance type. Well,
Yeah, that's correct. No discussion required.
yeah, you can only specify, you just have to do it that way. That one's simple.
Yeah,
A company launched a global news website that is deployed to AWS and is using MySQL RDS. The website has millions of viewers from all over the world, which means that the website has read-heavy database workloads. All database transactions must be ACID compliant to ensure data integrity. In this scenario, which of the following is the best option to use to increase the read throughput on the MySQL database? So
yeah. These are all. These are
these are
these are always read rep.
yeah. Well, it's a gimme, right? Because it's a read heavy.
Yeah,
Like a standby replica is not
yeah.
going to do anything. Multi-AZ deployments
No,
are limited to availability zones in one
no.
region.
Yeah,
SQS doesn't do
SQS.
any of that because it's a queuing service, and so
Yeah,
it has to be that. All right. So wait. A financial firm is designing application architecture for its online trading platform that must have high availability and fault tolerance. Their solutions architect configured the application to use an Amazon S3 bucket in the US East 1 region to store large amounts of intraday financial data. The stored financial data in the bucket must not be affected even if there is an outage of the availability zone or if there's a regional service failure. What should the architect do to
yeah,
avoid any costly service disruptions and ensure data durability? Lifecycle policy for Glacier,
yeah.
that's not going to help. Copy the S3 bucket to an
No,
EBS back to EC2 instance. No cross-region replication. That's
no,
a
no,
very good candidate. Create a new S3 bucket in another region and configure cross-account access to the bucket located in US East 1.
no. It's
Mm,
cross-region replica.
It has to be cross-region replication because the S3 bucket in another region won't, like, it just won't do cross-account access to an availability
Yeah,
zone in a different region. But it will do, like, you could do
cross.
that if you have it like this.
I know it's that. I I know it's that, but even probably.
Yeah, clearly. So the one that says is incorrect because cross-account access in Amazon S3 is primarily used if you want to grant your objects grant access to your objects to a different AWS account, not just to another region. A company is looking to store their confidential financial files in AWS, which are accessed every week. The architect was instructed to set up the storage system, which uses envelope encryption, automates key rotation. It should also provide an audit trail to show who's used the encryption key by whom and for what security purposes. Which combination of access actions should the solutions architect implement to satisfy the requirement most cost effectively? Is this in S3?
But I think it's the yeah. And
It's got to be a combination of actions.
use S3 to store that. Yeah, that's
Okay. So there you go. Storage system envelope encryption that automates key rotation. KMS says that there's no specification for using SSS3 in the first place. Provide an audit trail.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right. Correct. That was a bit of a process of elimination too. A solutions architect is working for a large global media company with multiple office locations all around the world. The architect is instructed to build a system to distribute training videos to all employees using CloudFront. What method would be used to serve content that is stored in S3 but not publicly accessible from S3 directly? Create a web ACL and WAF to block public S3 access, then attach it to the Amazon CloudFront distribution. Create a bucket policy that lists CloudFront distribution ID as a principal and target bucket as the Amazon resource name.
No.
Create an identity access management user for CloudFront and grant access to the objects in your S3 bucket to that IAM user.
Crazy.
Create an origin access identity for CloudFront and grant access to the objects in your S3 bucket to the OAI.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's try that
ding,
one.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That was my Joe Rogan. That was my Joe Rogan, by the way.
What?
Oh, look at that! He hit him in the face. That's crazy. Crazy.
Did you see him shoot that elk?
Did you see that?
That guy gets excited. Like,
Oh yeah. He loves it. That's what's great about him.
Yeah, it's hilarious watching him do the ringside, and because he
They
trains
do.
too.
I don't.
Like, that's so cool. It's good. It's good.
I don't know if you've watched them recently, but they have like this camera set up for like the commentator reactions. Have all that,
Yeah.
where they have the knockout, and then they're.
Yeah, I see it. I see him leaning back at that. I think the guy's named Leon or something. I guess I saw a knockout the other day where the guy came back from out of nowhere, and it was like Purple Dragon, the coaching, because he is like, "What you giving up for?" Just like yelling right in his face, just getting him all riled up, and then it finally worked. It was great. I was like, that was good. The coach won that fight, and he went, and the guy from the side went head kick, and he head kicked, and that was that. It's great.
I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. I watched the interview. That's Leon Edwards.
That's right. Yeah, he was. That was a heck of a kick. It was so clean.
Yeah, so they're talking about doing that rematch in Wembley. It's like this guy's so popular, we're gonna go back do the rematch in Wembley.
Wow.
Anyway,
okay.
We have four more.
A web application associated in an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances deployed across multiple availability zones behind an application load balancer. You need to implement an SSL solution for your system to provide its security, which is why you requested SSL TLS security from a third-party certificate authority, CA. Where can you safely import the SSL TLS certificate of your application? Well, I'm gonna say certificate manager.
Yeah, correct.
And probably that one. Could be CloudFront.
I'm not sure about the other one. I know
it could be CloudFront.
It could be CloudFront. I'm debating CloudFront.
Okay.
Because CloudFront is your distribution thing. Right? I think that's. Drop.
Yeah, I don't think it's a SACC when I
Oh, you're
think about
thinking,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
So is this,
I
are
think
you
that's
in
correct.
agreement? Are we in agreement here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is a certificate store. That surprises me. How can it
Victor.
be the certificate store?
Hmm. I don't know what the difference is between the certificate man is certificate store.
It's not even. Hmm.
It's not even in the map. It's not even in the map. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Use AWS CLI to upload your third-party certificate to the IAM certificate store. Oh,
Oh, I am. Uh,
listen. When I
yeah.
was looking at the word store, I'm thinking about
Yeah.
like you buy certificates there. Not that it's storage.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Well, that's on us. But you can see
That's all
though.
right.
Sorry,
We're doing.
and I want to mention something while we're here though. While we're here, and it's I'm not sad about it. It's just learning, right?
That's what it
But
is.
but the cool thing that about tutorials dojos, they do such a good job of it. So whether you get it right or
They do a
wrong,
really good job.
everything at the bottom here is like everything you need to know to study. So like the tutorials dojo
Yeah.
isn't just a practice exam, it's a course. It's a curriculum.
I
And
I would agree with that.
how deep you go into the curriculum is up to you because you could go and just use it as a practice exam like the other one, or you
Yeah.
can read all these explanations down here, go to the white paper,
Yeah.
check out the Tutorials
Yeah.
Dojo cheat sheet, and then watch this video.
Yeah.
And these videos are like,
Watch the video.
I don't
Yeah.
know, this is one that they made. It's 4 minutes, 34 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're very good, right? And this was a
Yeah.
security services overview, secrets manager, ACM, and Macy. Um, yeah, so that's great. But
Yeah.
anyway, so a newly hired solutions architect is checking all of the security groups and network access control lists rules of the company's AWS resources for security purpose. The MS SQL connection via port 1433 of database tier should be secured. Below is a security group configuration of their Microsoft SQL Server database. So we can
That
look at
scares me.
those rules. The application tier hosted in an auto-scaling group of these two instances is the only identified resource that needs to connect to the database. The architect should ensure that the architecture complies with the best practice of granting least privilege. Which of the
Least
following
privilege.
changes
Yeah.
should be made to the security group configuration? Change the source of security group ID of the application tier. Change the source EC2 instance IDs. Change the source to the static anycast IP address attached to the application tier. For the MS SQL rule, change source to the NACL ID and attach it to the application tier.
Security group of the app. It's one. It's the one you've. That's correct. Because you can make a rule, a source rule, a security group. All the
Yeah,
other ones don't make sense.
yeah, and the
And
only
if I
other one
saw
I would
that,
look
if
at.
I saw that, if I saw that configuration that
No, you went when the
the
question
original
popped
one,
up. You went, ooh.
yeah,
I don't even know if you know you did it, but you made a sound, and I went, well,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
it's a security question. Okay, so I know the answer to this from the questions. But let's just read it and see why. There is a
yeah,
new compliance rule in your company that audits every Windows and Linux EC2 instances each month to view any performance issues. They have more than 100 EC2 instances running in production, and each must have a logging function that collects various system details regarding that instance. The SysOps team will periodically review these logs and analyze their contents using AWS Analytics tool, and the result will need to be retained in an S3 bucket. In this scenario, What is the most efficient way to collect and analyze logs from the instances with minimal effort? Install the unified CloudWatch log agent in each instance, which will automatically collect and push data to CloudWatch logs. Analyze the log data with CloudWatch log insights.
Yeah. Just reading the other ones. SDK, no. Inspector, no. Systems manager, no.
Yeah, and the only
Just
thing,
process of elimination.
yeah, and the only thing I would look that like if there's something an analytics tool that's better than CloudWatch logs insights, but
Yeah.
they all say detailed monitoring CloudWatch. They all say the same thing. Like it's all CloudWatch.
Yeah.
So it's one final answer. And then again, like I said, you can go through the papers for the
Yeah.
proof. And like that's what I like. It's just like the references are right there.
It's my favorite. Was it René Levesque? Is it René Levesque?
Mm.
The Prime Minister.
Premier.
The proof is the proof, and your Prime Minister is the proof is the proof, and Chrétien.
Yeah, it's John Chrétien, I think.
The proof is the proof is the proof, and when I see the proof, it will be proven.
It will be proven. Yep.
That's exactly the sentence. The proof is the proof, and when I see the proof, it will be proven.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds like a Frenchman sentence because just using. But anyway, question 9. I already know the answer to this. Do you want to know how I know?
Don't click it because I.
Okay. The company is building an internal application process loan accruals and interest rates for their clients. They require a storage service that is able to handle future increases in storage capacity of up to 16 terabytes and can provide the lowest latency access to their data. The web application will be hosted in a single reserved EC2 instance that will process and store data to the storage service. Which of the following storage services would you recommend, Scott?
I'm going to go with storage gateway because we were talking about storage.
Now, why would you go with storage gateway? Reason that out for me.
Because it's not a tape gateway, and because I don't think you can get EBS volumes that big, and EFS is elastic file store, which is for sharing your files across, and S3 is a block storage.
Okay, so 3 things. What did you say about block storage? Say that one more time.
S3 is just block storage.
S3 is block storage. Okay. EBS stands for what?
Elastic block store.
Right. So S3
so it's EBS.
S3 is global. Right? S3 is global. EFS is elastic file storage. That is and is POSIX compliance, typically for high performance computing. And I'm not telling you this, I'm just saying this so I understand it completely. Normally a storage gateway is used for an on-premises or hybrid build. So I wouldn't pick storage gateway just because of that. A storage gateway is a fine way to store it. It is a block storage. The reason I saw it immediately is because I know that the storage capacity for EBS right now goes up to 16 terabytes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
So when it popped up on my screen, I saw 16 terabytes in the middle of the screen. And this is just something I learned recently. So I don't blame you for not seeing it right away. So, but I'll check it in case I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong. So, and I just want to see why it, like, if you look, storage gateway is incorrect because it's primarily used to extend your on-premise storage to the cloud. And as I said, it's global, highly available, highly scalable. It doesn't provide the lowest latency access to your data. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not as low latency as EBS. EFS is incorrect because it does not require concurrently accessible storage, since it's only hosted in one instance. Although EFS can provide low latency as compared to S3, the storage service that can provide the lowest latency is still EBS. But yeah, that's it. It's like right here.
Yeah,
it's just a key, like it's just a key thing to look for. It's actually even shorter. It's like right there. So all I'm looking
yeah,
for after I see that is what is not the best storage. Looking for a not. Would you not recommend?
yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay, and then we'll do. I
I
think that
haven't
was
gotten any.
9. That's pretty
Yeah,
good. We're not doing bad.
I
Uh,
haven't gotten it. Haven't gotten it. Haven't gotten any not yet.
oh yeah, that's true. A
Is it
company.
which one is not? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I think there's only one in like the hundreds of question here's
Each group.
that's like that.
Yeah.
You don't see it too often. It's like, please note. See the one it is
Mhm.
though is it's about high performance computing, and it says, or it's not about high performance computing. It says which one of these is not an appropriate service. But it mentions high performance computing, but the question is not related to high performance computing, and one of the answers is elastic fabric adapter.
Yeah.
So when you see HPC, you want to hit it, but it's not the correct
All
answer
right.
because it's a not. Um, a company launched an EC2 instance in the newly created VPC. They noticed that the generated instance does not have associated DNS host name. Which of the following options could be a valid reason for this issue? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
Treat DNS resolution and DNS host name of the configuration should enable.
We're going with Scott Mugford.
Cider block. Cider block you wouldn't work. Route 53 is a DNS thing.
It's just routing.
It's just so security group is not what it is, and I believe that there's a checkbox where you set up when you set up your VPC
Yep.
to allow for DNS host name
Uh-huh.
autom.
Okay, so we're gonna click this one. And I agree. Yay!
Yeah, and if you don't
We're
have, you don't.
useful.
Yay, I did. I helped.
So you see, so far we're batting 900, so that's really good. We're getting 90%. Um, and it's starting to stick. I had a bad. You have to remember to get through your, if you're like me and you got some gray up top, you or in your beard, you might have bad brain days, and you just got to work through them. Because I
Yeah.
was going steadily. I was getting like 70, 75, 80, 85, and then on Sunday, I didn't be going like 7 days straight. And then on Sunday, it was like I got
Yeah.
65%. And then I went, I feel weird. And then I had done a stress test for my heart at the doctor, and my legs were
Yeah.
really sore. And then I wound up getting a fever of 101 all day, and then it was gone the next
Oh
day.
yeah, fun.
So
Yeah, yeah.
and now my percentages are back up. Like you can see, I'm not struggling at all right now, but probably because I'm talking to
Yeah.
my cloud guru who got me into this stuff.
Yeah,
So
the cloud guru.
I'm in my
Cloud guru.
comfort zone.
They so well partially. You're not rubber ducking when nobody's around there. You're not rubber ducking, and so some of the advice that I have, you've already taken the first one, but um, uh, even in the test, well, even when you're in the test center,
Mhm.
I know it's hard because I think your proctor can't just look, but um, just give yourself a mental break if you're on time. Like if you've done your first pass, just
Oh
sort
yeah.
of
Mhm.
look at your notes and doodle uh, Kilroy for 30 seconds just to
Yeah,
reset your brain.
absolutely. Because it's like when
Just
you go back to your job the next day or whatever, and then you can see mistakes you made, like if you are doing a design or something like
yeah.
that, which I've done. You look at it with fresh
So the
eyes.
easiest, yeah, and also the easiest way to the what I use, you may have seen this one. It's like if you try to go get a drink of water out of a stream, you don't. You go like
Yeah, you got to relax. You
you go
can't
like
be anxious.
you go like that. You don't go like that.
Yeah,
You're
and then everything
gonna
falls out. You get tense. You feel angry.
Yeah.
and you're still thirsty.
Yeah. And then, yeah,
All right.
more thirsty.
So I'll be back to report on my success or my failure next week. Just kidding. If it's a failure, you're not going to see this video till I pass. All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'm not gonna tell anybody.
All right. Without
right.
further ado, thanks for watching the Cloud Brothers. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you later. We love you.